everyone, and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making the easy chicken stir fry out of the Basic Shelf Cookbook.
I chose this recipe because it's affordable and it's a great way to use up veggies you have in the fridge.
The ingredients you'll need are chicken stock, soy sauce, sugar, oil, cornstarch. I like to use frozen vegetables for this just to make it a little easier and sometimes cheaper. Some chicken, some bean sprouts, zucchini, carrots, but you can use any vegetables that you'd like. And then you'll also need an onion, some garlic, and some ginger powder or ginger if you have it. You'll also need a frying pan, some cutting boards. I like to use two, one for raw meat and one for vegetables. You'll need a small bowl, things to mix, a knife, peeler, and some measuring tools. Alright, so I just took out one of these cubes from the chicken bouillon. You can also use vegetable stock or anything that you have at home. I also like to make my own vegetable stock. We only need half of this, so I'm just going to cut it in half with my fork here. It doesn't need to be too precise. Oops. And then put that in there, and then I also have 2/3 cup of hot water just to dissolve. And then we're just going to mix this. You'll also need 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 teaspoon sugar, and then 2 teaspoons cornstarch. And mix it. And this is what it should look like. It should be brown. I'm just mixing it with my fork. Alright, now putting this aside, we are now going to chop the chicken, and I'm going to use this white cutting board to cut them into thin strips. So making sure that your hands are clean, just grabbing the chicken. If you don't like using meat, then you can also use chickpeas or tofu or tempeh or anything that you really want to put in there, just for some protein. And then I'm going to put this aside again. I've cleaned my knife so that now I have a clean knife to cut these vegetables, and that way we don't cross-contaminate. And right now I've just washed all of them, and I'm going to cut them and peel them. So first I'm going to peel them. I'm not going to throw this away. I'm actually going to put it in here into a bag for vegetable stock that I like to keep, and make vegetable stock after I've collected enough to fill the bag.
So like I mentioned earlier, you want to be using a clean cutting board and a clean knife because you don't want to be spreading the bacteria from the raw chicken onto your cutting board or the vegetables or things that you're not going to cook.
And this will go into the bag as well. This is a pretty big onion, so I'll probably just use half of it. I'm just going to cut the top here. And again, this is something that you can put into your vegetable stock. This is a huge onion, actually. I don't know if you can see, I'm literally crying because the onions. Oh.
So I had to take a little break because I couldn't stop crying. But here I am cutting the rest of the vegetables. So here are some carrots. Here's the zucchini. I like to cut them into bite-sized pieces just so that they're a little easier to eat.
You're gonna need 6 garlic.
After peeling them, you're just gonna want to mince them until they're quite small, but you don't want them too small or else they'll burn in the pan.
So once the pan is hot, you're gonna put some oil in. And once that heats up a little bit more, then you can add your chicken.
Listen to that sizzle.
My heat is at about 7. You're gonna want to cook it until it's no longer pink. Woo!
And try not to drop the chicken like I did.
In the same pan, you're gonna want to put some more oil. You're gonna add all your onions, your garlic, and 2 teaspoons ginger. Gonna turn my heat down
To 4. Now I'm just going to speed through the rest of the clips because most of it will just be me adding vegetables and then waiting for them to be cooked. So here is the frozen Bangkok style vegetables that I just rinsed and drained, and now I'm adding it in. And then now I'm also adding the rest of the vegetables and then just mixing them all together. And now I'm adding the last bit of the vegetables, so the bean sprouts. At this point my pan was really full, so if you have a bigger pot I would definitely suggest using that, or else using a little bit less vegetables. And then here I'm adding the chicken that we cooked, stirring it all together again for about a minute. And then at the end you can see me adding the sauce that we had made from the very beginning.
Awesome, so here's just a little bit on a plate and I'm gonna try it. I love baby corn. And then I probably have this with rice. And because there was so much in the pan, I'll probably have some leftovers if I can't eat it all, and just put it in the freezer for another time. Now that it's had some time to cool down, I've put them into a few different containers. So this is the one that'll go into the fridge and what we'll eat tonight. And then these 2 will go into the freezer and we can defrost them and heat them up when we're ready to eat them at a later time. Here's the recipe. I didn't follow everything exactly, but if this is something that you'd want to recreate, here is what I've based it off of.
And this is all from the Basic Shelf cookbooks.
And just to explain the bag where I was putting all my scraps, so this is where I put all my peels. You can see some onion peels, some carrots, some zucchini in there that we had cut from earlier. Also some potatoes, the skins of them, and then same with garlic and onions. So what I like to do is collect them and put them in the freezer until the whole bag is full. And then cook them, and then you have homemade vegetable stock for things that you can use in soups or anything that you need stock for. Thanks for watching my video, and hopefully stay tuned for the next episode, which will be on pasta with vegetarian sauce. See you!